I gotta get that last sip. You know that last sip when you walk up to the microphone before everybody else does? Why? Because you're the leader. Then you walk up there and you say to yourself, hey, I got something to say. And through that, you create that influence. And then as you're talking, your vulnerability rises to the top and the audience leans in. And the audience leans even further as they sense your energy. When you put those four letters together, it brings you live. Because nation, good morning and welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, your live morning show experience, serving you real talk. Yeah, we're surviving all right, baby. Serving you real talk, motivating content, and entertaining conversation. With a few burps along the way, here to kickstart your morning mindset and help you get up and get after it. So nation, I have an invitation for you. Grab that coffee, set your intention, sit up, lean forward, and let's get after it. Before we roll today, baby, let's do the Holy Trinity. Oh, the Holy Trinity. Melissa's after with the words here today. Baby, like it, subscribe it, drop a comment. Yes, so we know you're here in the room. This is a live experience. We want to hear from you guys here today. Hey, a quick PSA. Yeah, they called that in the olden days the public service announcement. Yeah, true story. So, hey, this is an X-rated experience. We might drop some bombs here along the way. Sometimes we call it an R-rated experience, but I'd say it's X-rated. Oh, yeah, it's definitely an X-rated experience. So, whatever you do, ask the kids to ask their parents to leave the room. True story, or put the headphones on and just get the hell out of here. And hey, whatever you guys do, hit that snooze button. You're going to be 9 minutes behind the guy who does it. Good morning, Petro. I see you there, brother. Good to see John Petrocelli, our resident bullshit detector here in the community this morning. You guys want to learn about what's real, what's not real? Connect with John Petrocelli, man. LinkedIn, solid dude. The guy's been studying bullshit forever. You can't get nothing past him. Yep, true story. Hey, what's ahead coming up, guys? The morning loop. We're going to open up some language that quietly cuts your influence at work. The 3 minimizing phrases you should never say to folks around you. Oh, yeah, baby. I'm sure I've dropped all 3 of them along the way. So I'll just be vulnerable and throw that up there. And hey, we're going to swap them from stronger, cleaner lines. You can use your next one-on-one, your next stand-up meeting, or that tense project update. You know that project update? Hey, Johnny, yeah, I got a deadline for this PowerPoint. I need it by Friday. So John just sits for the whole week and waits for it till Friday. We call that procrastination. No, we call that, what is it, Parkinson's syndrome? No, there's a word for it, actually. There's an actual word for that whole thing when we just spread out time. We're like, nah, I'll do it the night before. Oh, I was mastered that going to high school. Hey, current events, the paradox of horror. Tomorrow's Halloween, or Halloween here in Canada. Surprising take on stress, why controlled scares can help your nervous system exhale in real life. We're talking fear here today on the show here, guys. And an 8th grader's fall detection system. For seniors, remind us that innovation is not age-gated. Yeah, true story. And hey, remember when the U.S. tried permanent daylight savings time and everybody hated it? Well, we're going to talk about that here today. I'm sure we're going to hear Johnny's opinion. We've been doing this 18 some odd months now together, and I think we've gone through a few ramp up the time, ramp down the time. So, and Arnold's bitter truth. You know, Arnold. That guy that lifted up a few weights in his lifetime? Yeah, Schwarzenegger. We're going to talk about creatine gummies. Good morning, Sullivan. Good to see you there in the community. Center stage, bottom of the hour, around 8:30-ish. Those of you that have sons. The father filter, 5 rules to rewrite this week. We're going to talk about dad-sons relationships. Matty Roof, Kindness Rising, the guy who gets up before all of us to kick off the whole conversation here on the network. Going to join the show here to join the conversation on fathering, sons, and all that good stuff. Hey, deep dive. We're going to get into the deep dive. 3 phrases that build confidence. A myth versus methods. Garlic up the nose. Listen, all my love to Jimmy. Jimmy's sorting stuff out on the family side, so I can't blame Jimmy for the garlic up the nose discussion. Well, maybe we still can, actually. I think we're at a point now where we can get back to teasing Jimmy about garlic up the nose. Yeah, we're going to talk garlic up the nose. The viral claim that gives you a 90-second safe, actually useful decongestion play for busy mornings. I think it might be petrol bullshit. Yeah. And we're going to talk about some of YouTube's new live stream toys. Now, admittedly, they're not all out. We're going to talk about live. Hint, hint, live. Hint, live. We're going to talk about that at the bottom of the second hour as well. Before we bring in our very own, yeah, we own her. Yeah, we do. True story. We own all of our characters. Own. I own you. You little fucking puppet. I own you. Yeah, so we got our own very own Maya Reyes joining us here today on the Community Corner to talk about some folks over on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Substack, and we have a creator. We're going to have a little chat about doing some great work over on the platform. All right, fellas, it's time to settle in. I got to get my cue. Yeah, I got to get the cue because Raheem is waiting for the cue. What's the cue? The morning loop. It starts right now.
Happy Thursday, nation. Keith, John, crew, community, good to have you all back. We've got awesome conversations lined up today. The perfect mix of deep and ridiculous. But it's all real talk. Yeah, that's a true motherfucking story. Let's get it going. Keith, what are we talking about first?
Hey, you guys know how the show works. Yeah, listen, you guys can join the conversation with us right now. 431-300-3005. Although I'm not going to answer the phone right now. I'm going to open the phone lines up in the second hour. But drop a phone, drop a text, drop a voicemail. Tell me what you got to say. Good time's good at that. You guys, as the show was ending yesterday, Charlie sends me a picture of the deer in his front yard. Actually, I discovered something because of Charlie yesterday. Yep. I discovered that my phone became full with the one picture. So Charlie sent me a picture of the deer in his backyard. And I'm like, oh yeah, you got a deer? I got 3 deer. So I grabbed my phone actually just as the show ended yesterday. And I took a picture of my 3 deer. Phone blew up. Now, exaggeratively blew up, but it just stopped, shut right down. Came back up and said, phone's full. Want to restart in safe mode? I was like, what the fuck? Never saw this before. So Charlie, thank you. Yeah. Took about 12 minutes out of my morning yesterday as I was figuring out that I filled up 1.02 terabytes of storage on my phone. So yeah, the deer, well, the Charlie got the picture anyways, but hey guys, that's not the point. The point is you guys can join the show. The vertical comments are open. The horizontal comments are open, and YouTube is going to bring them together so we all can just hang out in one room in the future. Sullivan, I see you there. Raheem, I see you there. I see my baby there. What's up, Lauren? Doing some lower body workout. Man, I'm telling you, men, you want to live longer? Get your wife working out. True story. Oh yeah, listen, but you got to work out. That didn't come out very well, actually. Nope, didn't come out very well at all. No, men, you got to get your ass to the gym. You got to get up and get after it. That's the true story. True motherfucking story. And along the way, ideally, your wife joins you, your partner joins you, and you guys do it together, and you hold each other accountable. And then because of that mutual accountability attraction, you both might just live longer because you might just find some time enjoying each other's company in the private space of your own, well, wherever you like to have some fun and do that life expectancy work. Good morning, Seasoned Strength. Hey, Seasoned. I'm glad you're here, man. I've just been, what's the word, Neiman? Reveling? I've just been taken aback by the knowledge bomb you dropped on my head yesterday. 53 years old, you can teach an old dog new tricks. Kale is the source of broccoli and cauliflower as of our very own Seasoned Strength. Seasoned, I'm never going to forget that day, man. I never will forget it. No, October 29th changed my life. Yeah, I went to the grocery store last night, looked around the store. I was like, holy fuck, look at all the kale over there. It was actually broccoli. Yeah, I do not see those products the same anymore, Season, since you dropped that knowledge on my board. Just a fucking mind-blowing experiment. I bring it up, though, kind of waiting for Johnny to show up here this morning. Neiman confirmed something that we incorrectly put on the table yesterday. And I pride myself with giving you guys real shit. Apparently, we incorrectly gave you some shit yesterday. That the pineapple, the 15-year developed pineapple, not GMO. Yeah, apparently so. That's what producer Neiman tells me, not GMO. So there you go. It's just a naturally, I guess, grown, non-genetically modified organism of pineapple. So yeah, learning stuff. All right, boys. Well, listen, we are going to move our way into the, so I'm working. So I want to give you guys a reset on a few things because I know we've been working on some things that I know you guys are enjoying, and so am I. The Dumb Shit Award. It's coming back. Truthfully, just pulling some levers here. And the Dumb Shit Award, the Did You Know? And I got a third segment we're gonna introduce to the show. Is it real or is it AI? Working on those segments. My goal is to get them back into the segments next week. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna have the Dumb Shit Award sponsored by Petrocelli. Yeah, just a natural. The Dumb Shit Award. Oh, and Sora now launched yesterday. Hey Charlie, I see you out there, brother. Sora announced that you can actually now use characters in your videos. So I think what I'm gonna do is I've created a Dumb Shit Award. Yeah, I've created the Dumb Shit Award, the actual trophy. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to give it actually to people. I got a vision for it. So, yeah, that's the plan. All right, well, listen, let's Sterling, Preston. Hey, Melissa, just nod for me in the camera there. Do Sterling and Preston have a no? Okay, awesome. Okay, cool. That's all good. That's all good. Hey, guys, I know you're all wondering because I was as well. Checked in with Jimmy. And he's doing better. He's doing pretty good. I expect Jimmy to be back in the saddle tomorrow, if not tomorrow, on Monday. As we know, Jimmy lost his father a few days ago, and Jimmy's being the stoic dad, man, taking care of his family like we would do. So I know you're all thinking about him, and I know he tunes in. He saw our comments yesterday, and he throws love back to the Mornings in the Lab community. And as I said to Jimmy this morning, he's gone through something that I have not gone through yet, just losing a parent. And I don't have the ability to imagine what he's going through. So please just offer some comments and thoughts to Jimmy as we welcome him back into the lab here over the next number of days. All right. Well, listen, we got a few things to throw on the table today in the current events, breaking news conversations here at the Morning's Conversation Desk. And one of them is, guys, tomorrow's You guys use Halloween or Halloween? I know my lovely, extremely awesome, smart, beautiful, attractive wife is looking forward to Halloween tomorrow. Yeah, true story. 100%. Yeah. She dressed up as Barney a couple weeks ago. Oh, yeah. That did nothing for our life expectancy work. Nope, it did nothing, actually. No, a true story. So there's the other thing, guys. If your wife is going to do Halloween, I would suggest that they don't go dressed as Barney. Yep. Or you might actually get older. Yeah, you might age. Because that whole thing, it's just, getting that image out of your head after a while is just, it's a little difficult there. Yeah, true story. Good time. I think you know what I'm talking about, man. Yeah, just, seeing a loved one as Barney. Oh, man. I don't know what's worse, Barney or Bluey. Yeah. Anyways, hey, listen, tomorrow is Halloween or Halloween, however you guys want to say it. And the paradox of horror. Petro, ears up on this one, brother. I know you're listening. Psychologists have found that watching scary movies can actually ease anxiety for many people. Yeah, apparently so. A phenomenon called the paradox of horror. Maybe that's the same way that I tried to cure my fear of heights by bungee jumping. Didn't work. It just worked for a night. But engaging with fictional fear in a safe environment helps the brain process stress in manageable doses. Fascinating to me, man. So how does it work? Well, here's how it works, because this might give you guys something to get after. And hey, here's the question for Nation. Are you guys scared of scary movies? Do you guys get scared of scary movies? I don't. There he is. I got to pause. I got my resident bee cap. I got to be honest, guys. I get a little out of sorts when my regulars aren't around. Mine. True story. Bernard, I love you, man. The resident beekeeper's here. He's back in the community. He's hanging out with the bees. You guys want to learn about bees? You want honey? You want to talk about bees? The dude is back. Bernard Artis, the resident beekeeper from Michigan, who holds up the fort here in the community with Good Time and Sullivan and Season. He's here today. So everybody, I would encourage you to welcome back the man himself. The man himself. I see Good Time's comment there. Bernard Artis. What a shaking, Bernard. But hey, listen, guys. Do you guys get scared of scary movies? Do you guys get scared watching scary movies? So I got to be honest, I did sometimes over the past. I would tell myself, hold on a second here. I just realized what time it was. Oh, and I noticed that it's quite late here today and Anderson isn't in the lab yet. So, but I just noticed that he sent me a note about 7 minutes ago that said, I'm finishing my last. Yeah, we know what he's finishing. But anyways, hey, do you guys get? I appreciate you, Bernard. I just love seeing your name in the community. I love seeing the energy that you bring to our community. How are you feeling there, Mr. Anderson?
I'm actually feeling pretty light on my feet right now. Every time I got up to come get on the show, I was told to sit back down.
Twinkle Toes himself is here. Mr. Squatter, Mr. Jon Andersen is back. We're talking scary movies this morning too. I got a bunch of dude. I know you're not a fan of the tech shit. I'll be the guy who is kind of a fan of it. So and so you're gonna laugh at this one. So the Apple introduced sleep scores a few weeks ago on their devices, and I wear an Apple Watch. So I went to bed at my time last night. Johnny, revelation, man. The Apple Watch confirmed what you already knew. I feel great today, and my score tells me it does.
Well, what about when you feel great and the score is not revealing that?
Well, so that's a fair question, but I will tell you this actually, because actually I've been kind of taking a page from your experiment. You know your words of experimenting. Remember a couple weeks ago when I said I was doing some dumb shit and I was staying up late and I just was not hitting my marks. I was watching and my sleep score was sitting around at 65, 67, and I was feeling it. True story. This morning. And listen, I just take a page from Zegler, man. I know the numbers mean fuck all. They don't. I know that. They don't mean nothing. But what they mean is they give me a variable of measurement, right? So when I woke up this morning, I woke up before my alarm and I was feeling great. Counted my Johnnies in the shower, got out, looked at my watch, and it gave me an 88. I was like, I knew it. So out of 100. So my point is I knew it, right? So because I felt great, and I'll tell you, I would have been disappointed had it given me like a 60. What the fuck, man? Because I feel great. Why is it giving me a 60? But it gave me an 88. So
well, and that's that's it. You said, what did you say a second ago? You said it's just part of the measurement.
That's exactly what it is.
And
yes.
If people can really get that. That's the key, because going back to the simplest measurement that people get all screwed up is the scale.
Well,
people have a bad day because the scale says something.
Yes. It's incredible, man.
Jesus Christ, your whole day is hinged on this number. And this number can be altered by so many things, and it might not really reveal the whole truth, kind of like your first reading.
You know what? And we're talking creatine today. I don't think enough people understand. You take creatine, you're going to put on, you're going to hold water. Simple, period. Boom. So you start
hold water in the muscle.
Yeah. So here's the thing, though, because we both know this happens, right? So you're training somebody on Monday, they start taking some creatine. By Friday, they get on the scale. They're like, "Holy fuck, I'm putting on weight," and they're starting to feel shitty about themselves. And to your point, they're all gone sideways because of what they're supposed to be doing, but not understanding how it's all working, right?
100%.
So it
100%.
was, it was,
and that's why. In general, I like people to get away from numbers, because once they've learned to gauge the stuff that matters, then the numbers coming in just become a supporting part of the cast, and that's when they're perfect.
Yes,
like I use the scale, I use numbers, but they're 5th, 6th, 7th on the totem pole of importance.
I know you live west of me. I know that if I got in the car and started driving west and just west, I would eventually get there. I could use numbers to distract me, the speed limit, point me west, east, south, different directions, or I can keep going west. So you see the metaphors there, right? So those numbers can distract the fuck out of me to get to you, or I can use them as tools to help me get to you. But just because I turn in the wrong direction doesn't wreck my whole day because of a number. You know what I mean? So I like those metaphors. But my point was, I was excited to share that number with you today because it's just a number that only tells me what I already knew.
100%. And I think, like, I'm not sure what the gauge of this is, but it sounds like 88, you were happy, right?
Yeah.
In the 60s, you weren't.
Yes.
Right. And it's like, and it was all based on the reading of a moment, right?
Exactly.
Like you could get up, like this morning, if I got on a scale out of bed, right? Yeah. And I was, butthurt about the number.
Yes.
And then I'd taken these series of huge fucking dumps and was late to the show. Right?
Yes. Yeah.
Had I gone back to get on the scale, I probably would have been happy as hell with that reading.
Bingo.
But I didn't have time. I was already fucking late. I was already, God damn it. I'm actually thinking about that. I'm going to have to change something because my dumps have been making me late to get here. Like 10 is like the kind of that drop dead. You got to be logging in. And it's like, holy shit, I'm still on the toilet and it's 11. God damn it.
So, well,
When I say 10, I'm talking 5'10".
I get you.
Know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, just to wrap up the conversation on the number, when I hit that whatever the 65 or 68 it was last week, or whatever day it was, before I even looked at my number, I knew it because how I was feeling. Right. So I've just, so again, it's just another measurement in our journey. I go back to just what AJ said, man. I just one of those moments, you take certain moments in life, just like yesterday's season strength teaching us that kale and broccoli came from kale. I'm sorry, broccoli and cauliflower came from kale.
Very interesting.
It is. Yeah. I'll never forget when I was first started training with AJ, and I was like, AJ, but how do these numbers mean anything to me when they're the same for you? He goes, it doesn't really matter. It's just a measurement along the way so that we have something to actually measure against. So whether this machine's actually giving you a 20 kilojoules or 50 kilojoules, it doesn't really matter. It's a number that we can at least measure against. Okay, good. That's all I needed to know.
And then a lot of times people get a number in their mind, and that number is attached to something that does really, it doesn't make any sense.
Yes.
Like for example, people say, I need to sleep 8 hours. And generally speaking, that's a very good general idea. Moving that's saying go west. Right. But if you find a really efficient way, you might get there in 6 hours.
I joke
so my clients were like, something's wrong. I'm not sleeping. I'm like, okay, let's talk about this. This is a huge problem. Let's start. First question I ask is, how do you feel when you wake up?
Yes.
Well, I feel rested. Okay, there we go. We're moving the right direction. Why is it you have a problem? Because I'm not sleeping 8 hours.
Yeah.
So Are you not sleeping well, or are you sleeping more efficiently?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, it's like when clients, well, I don't have time to go to the gym and do cardio. Well, go for a walk.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like these preset ideas that they just don't understand. They're just a generalized direction. Like you said, going west.
We get taught, I believe, too often in society by a word, John, that it's attached to a group, and that group is called they. And here's how it sounds, Johnny.
Yes.
They said I got to sleep for 8 hours, or they said I should do this, and I always ask them, who's they? Is they named John Petricelli? Is they Good Time? Is they John? Who's they? It's funny because often, well, they said that we should be walking 10,000 steps a day. Oh yeah, so what's they's name? Oh, I don't know. It's just they.
Well, the question I love is, what club do they belong to?
Yeah. Well,
did they belong to the 87%, or did they belong to the 13%?
Yeah, I'm 35, and I'm going to give you some longevity expertise. Oh yeah, you're 35, are you?
Because the 87%, they don't have a clue.
Well,
they're the people that are wandering through their lives like zombies, unhappy.
Well, and I guess what you have to ask yourself,
you don't want to use those they as your metric.
Yeah. Well, and do you want to? It's funny because Piper and my daughter and I were talking yesterday. We were laughing about. To me, they just maybe seems like you're part of the non-playable characters in life. So if you just want to be a they, you can stay in the audience. You can just
100%.
You're just being an observer. You're observing, and you're just kind of going through life reacting. Right? It's funny. It's season. They are middle of the bell curve. We are the outliers. Yes.
Yeah. They are the ones that will never take a step out of their comfort zone.
Yes. Hey, Keith and John here on Mornings and Live with Keith, John, and Friends, 8:30 Eastern Time, live conversation. I got a bunch of fun shit I was waiting for Johnny to come here for a few things. Maddie Roof's going to join us in probably about 10 minutes or so. We're going to have a conversation about dads and sons and that whole dynamic. But Johnny, dude, I could not wait to talk to you about this one. Melissa, we're not going to run the video. We'll just maybe talk about it later. But X1, Johnny, launched their home robot in America yesterday. $4.99 a month. You and Terry can get your own robot to come to your house, take the dishwash, take the dishes, do the laundry, do a bunch of crazy shit. $500 a month. The funny thing is that for it to work really effectively, it has to have a person on the other end teleporting. So here's how it works. You get the robot at your house, and if it gets stuck, I don't have the time right now to show the video. Maybe on tomorrow's show we'll pull it up, or I'll share the link later. But it's funny, man, because the Wall Street Journal
did kind of renting it. You're renting it. You don't really. Well, you can either drop. You say it comes and goes, like it leaves.
No, you can drop $20,000 to buy it. Boom, own it.
Okay.
Or $500 a month.
So okay, so you basically it's like a car.
Yeah. So, but you get your robot, and here's what's unique about it though, and the CEO admitted it. So the robot comes to your house. It has 2 eyes in it. There's actually somebody in X1's offices that is controlling the robot on your behalf because it needs to learn your house yet. So while the robot is in your house, it's actually a person teleporting to take your dishes out and do the crazy shit. So it's not fully autonomous yet. It's almost autonomous.
So it's like having a stranger look around your house.
Well, that's what the guy said. He's like, you're going to need to be comfortable having some actually human being who's not in your house be in your house, who's controlling your shit, but not controlling your shit.
Yeah, that brings a new element into this.
Well, yeah. Hey, Neil, Lauren and I are going for a little walk into this side of the house. It's time for you to stay away from this side of the house.
Yeah, don't clean this bedroom for a little while.
Exactly.
And then the sicko in the office is like peeping the door open, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see how people react to that.
Totally. Hey, Neiman, if Roofy's ready, bring him in here for the conversation. We'll bring him into this morning loop conversation with us this morning. Good morning, Spartacus. Good seeing you, brother. Jerry Ginger, good to see you as well in the comments. And John Petrocelli, yes, the words they are and a lot of people are saying are often used in bullshit. Yes, that's back to the they conversation. But yeah, that Neo robot, it's interesting. And it's funny, man, because it reminds me very much, Anderson, of some of the first cell phones we got. And because if you think about them now to how they were when you first put it in your hand and it was so exciting. Good morning, Roofy. You were so excited.
Morning, fellas.
But now you'd look at it like, what the fuck was that? You know what I mean? Like it's just
it was like an old shoe.
Yeah.
It was huge.
Yes. Roofy, did you see that video of that robot?
I haven't seen it, but I was listening to what you were saying.
Yeah.
My thing is, do I want someone else on the other end looking around my house and poking in corners? I assume you're able to see where the thing goes to somehow.
Yes.
So you can see where it's going.
Yes.
So
yeah.
People aren't opening your drawers and checking your medicine cabinets.
Yeah. Well, the Wall Street Journal had it put 4 items in the dishwasher. It took it 5 minutes to put the fork, the plate, and the dish. 5 minutes. So admittedly, and we'll move on from this conversation in a quick second, they're taking a very different approach than Figure. John, I told you about that company in Arizona I've been talking about, Brett Alcock. They're taking a very different approach. Figure is actually, they've had the robots in people's homes and in BMW learning training that way. X1 is training the robots by having them in your home because they need visual training, right? They need to learn how to bend over and pick shit up. So that's all done through visual.
So is there a period of learning and then that's over?
Yes, great question, John. That's the expectation. The way they're positioning it is that, for example, you and Terry or Maddie and Heather would have to be comfortable having this human-powered robot in your house for the next year and a half before it fully becomes autonomous.
Well, if it's taking 5 minutes to put away a few dishes, it's going to take a little time to learn.
Oh, fuck yeah. You know what reminds me of the Roomba? Remember the Roomba first came out? And John, they're not as smart as they used to be, right? It's just, same kind of idea.
Dude, ours is like, the fucking thing is bumping into shit. It was supposed to learn this house years ago. Matt, dude, I swear to God, it almost looks like it lost its programming somewhere along the line. It has to learn every time it turns on.
Johnny, tell Matt the story when it grabbed the shit in your house.
Oh, yeah, I've heard it. Yeah. Go ahead. Go. Yeah.
But basically, one of our dogs got, she was pissed off. So she went and took a dump in one of my daughter's rooms. And the Roomba went in there, found this turd wherever the fuck she planted it. Nobody fucking smelled it until it was completely wiped evenly over the whole floor and all the baseboards. I walked in there. I was like, God damn, what is that smell? And I walked in and I looked and I was like, fuck, this is like the thing that you hear about, but you don't actually ever believe it's going to happen to you. I closed the fucking door, dude.
Yeah.
It was like this perfect, because we have these tall baseboards. It was like this perfect fucking strip where the little unbelievable.
Half the baseboard painting your room and shit.
Half the baseboard up was brown all the way around the fucking room.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
We don't have a Roomba. I'm the Roomba at our house.
Oh, you, Matt Roomba Roofy. There you go.
Yeah. Matt, she liked to vacuum.
That's funny, man. Hey, we're coming up. We're going to talk father-son's conversation in a number of minutes. But I've been wrapping up some of our morning loop conversation here. So daylight savings time is coming up this weekend. Crickets.
You know what this is? This is the biggest test on the planet.
Yes.
Because we're going to see how so many people react. Are we gaining or losing this one?
We're gaining. We're gaining an extra hour this weekend. Yep.
Because when we're losing, there are more people show up into the hospital in the morning with cardiac problems.
It's true.
Losing 1 fucking hour.
Yeah. It's so I didn't know this actually until it was put in front of me here this morning. But Matt, I don't know if you remember this, but in '74, the U.S. tried staying on daylight savings time year round. Initially,
the medical field took a huge hit. So they said we got to bring this back.
So initially popular, the plan soon lost support as dark winter mornings led to safety concerns and commuter frustration. So within months, I didn't know this, but Matt, you're nodding. Maybe you knew this, but within months, public approval dropped from nearly 80% to just over 40%, because children were there. Johnny, more children were being involved in accidents on the road because it was dark.
Well, I mean, this goes back to you're talking about children driving. Correct.
No, but just on the streets, like kids on the streets going to school. Yeah,
people running them over.
Going to school.
It goes back to the lack of responsibility of the people that need to be fucking taking care of themselves that are not.
Wow, there you go. Yeah.
Well, my understanding is about two things: safety, that first one you talked about, and then about money. It has to do with energy consumption too, because when we wake up and it's darker, we're using more energy earlier as a society. So I think it was started because of farming, right?
Yes, 100%. Yeah, it's exactly to give the farmers more time. Yeah, 100%. And there's just been enough talk now that, some want it, some don't want it. I frankly don't care. I have this.
I stopped paying attention to that shit years ago.
Me too. Yeah, me too, man. Yeah, it's just because we have a morning show, it gives us something to talk about. But speaking
as soon as the phone readjusted by itself, there's no more concern.
100%. Yep. It's actually
really the biggest thing was the hassle of turning clocks.
Yeah, everybody. The word was on the street. Reset your alarms.
Yes.
So I'm just starting to buy into the waking up at the same time. It's going to be very interesting for me to wake up at 5:40. I have a 5:45 now. It's what time I get up. I haven't done that my whole life. I've only done it over the last few months, really.
Oh yeah.
And it's good. So this is going to be my first time going through the experience of the clocks, you're
going to love it.
Daylight savings happening, but waking up at 5:45 regardless. So it'll be interesting for me.
Yeah, you're going to love it. Because all of a sudden you realize, in the very beginning, you're that one, when you gain an hour, it's like, holy shit, everybody else is trying to take it. You're up and you're moving. You're like, oh, I got a jump start. It's even bigger than normal.
It's true. True.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what else is true is that you're never too young or too old to develop something that could change people's lives. A 13-year-old student, you'll love this one, Johnny, from California, developed an AI-powered fall detection system designed to help seniors stay safe and independent at home. So as our parents are aging, right? This wearable device monitors movement. I'm thinking similar to perhaps the Apple Watch, but what I liked about it was that a 13-year-old kid, too many of our listeners and too many folks pause and wonder, and should we do something, or how do I get started? 13-year-old kid's like, I see a problem. I'm going to go solve it. Boom, 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 done. Love those kind of stories, man.
Yeah. Absolutely.
With how these kids are learning technology, it's not surprising.
No, at all, actually. No.
I love it.
But the message is, get up, get moving, right? And whether it's failure, whether ultimately his product fails or succeeds, it's 13. He's doing something most 13. Oh, they all said that he couldn't probably do it. So he's like, no, I'm going to do it.
Yeah. Remember a few years back, there was a kid who made some kind of device and brought it into school, and they thought it was a bomb. Do you remember that?
I do.
Right, he was doing some tech project, right?
Yes,
and I don't know. That's a story that triggered in my head. These kids are going to be bringing things to school that we don't even know what the hell they are.
True story. True story.
Yeah.
Hey, Johnny, here's one for you, brother. So the Schwarzenegger, the boss himself, has warned fitness fans and those of you that we kicked off show talking about creatine. He's saying that most creatine gummies. So if you're into taking creatine through the gummy format, doesn't actually contain effective doses of it. I guess
so it's too little.
That's exactly, yeah, you're absolutely right. That's exactly,
I mean, 5 grams, you can't get all that in there.
That's exactly what he said, dude. One gummy labeled 5 grams contained just, Matt, listen to this, 0.005 grams, actually less than a third of what it actually said on the package. So, you know, his advice was very similar to what Anderson was, just avoid these candy-like supplements, find a reputable supplier, and look for something clean. It just not be searching for short.
And creatine it's so easy to.
Yes.
I mean, it's like just stop looking for these little goofy shortcuts, and you're fine.
Yes, yeah. Hey, John. Speaking of creatine, how does there's the recommended dose on the bottle, and then there's what one might take themselves. What kind of guidance would you take somebody? Maybe Seasons is curious about how much creatine he should take. Are you linking it to body weight? Or are you linking it to what kind of questions are you asking somebody when they're wanting to take creatine?
Well, first off, I ask them if they're doing it all. If they're not, then what we do is we couple it with a water schedule, because the creatine helps the body get water into the cell. And so basically when you couple a water schedule, and that's real easy, you just tag it to feedings, and then you tag your creatine intake to your water schedule. Now you've got even water schedule, even creatine throughout the day, and it's a game changer. And how much?
Yeah,
I start them off with 5 grams per. And generally speaking, I'm going to have people feeding 5 times a day. There's always meals, right?
Yes.
We're going to go right to 25 grams, which the new studies say just over 20 is where you start to get the cognitive function. Then they usually feel like, holy shit. And then we'll just say, okay, well, let's bump it a little bit, see what happens. Me, I kept feeling it all the way up into, I mean, Jesus Christ, I will probably rarely ever do less than 70 grams a day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I shoot for 100 on if everything's clicking, I'm getting 100.
Wow, Matt, do you take creatine?
No, I do not. No, I do not. I'm actually just learning about it. Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, some of like the leading longevity scientists have now moved creatine into their top 10.
Yeah, it's for cognitive. You're absolutely right, Johnny. Yeah, yeah, for cognitive
cognitive function. Yeah. I mean, we've been studying this shit forever. We just never studied it more at a higher level.
John, can you take too much creatine?
At this point, the studies say no. I mean, it's just like vitamin C. You might not absorb it all. You might not use it all, but it's so cheap. It's like, holy shit, where's the downside?
Yeah. All right, guys. One last topic here in the morning loop this morning. This is a fun one, actually. Matt,
yeah, buddy.
Question for you, brother. You ever share a solid idea, then hear it land with a thud? Because
every day.
Oh yeah, you're a dad and you're married. Of course.
Yeah, the question is, where's he putting down the idea?
Exactly, where into who? Yeah. Until the idea all of a sudden is brilliant and it comes from someone else's mouth.
I have 3 minimizing phrases. I'm not sure, we'll have to see, and I don't think, and replacing them with language that projects confidence and clarity. Because I suspect that there are words you choose that shape how people see your competence. So maybe swapping hedges for decisive evidence-backed statements might drive decisions, lead conversations, and strengthen influence, right? So if you come to me and you say something to me and I say, I'm not sure, there's a good chance that I'm going to minimize your authority and I'm going to signal uncertainty even when your data might be strong. You follow me? Right. So right now we're talking really about how responding to somebody, right? So ambiguity. If I say to you, we'll have to see, it might delay some ownership and slow some execution, right? Or if I said to you, I don't think so, it might make it easier for others to override your point of view, right? And the reality is bias penalty is real in high stakes rooms and high stakes situations and conversations. Uncertain language can be read as lower expertise. You follow me?
You know, Terry's phrase that lets me know that she's not keen to the idea. It's real simple, very misunderstandable. I disagree.
Oh yeah, yes. Yes.
Yeah. And she's no problem with laying that one on the table.
You know what? And I gotta be honest with you, I like that. I admire that. I have been I don't want to use the word maybe chastise, but I've had people strongly oppose my choice of those words. But when I use those words, it's fucking crystal clear where I stand. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. Like if Matt says something to me and I say, I disagree with you, well, there's no debate. Matt's like, okay, I see Keith's stance. Let's now talk about it.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes
I think
in this situation will happen like with Terry. And I realize, okay, I posed this at the wrong time. Because other times I can say it and she'll be receptive.
Ah, yes.
So you got to kind of understand the person as well. There are certain times where, we know each other well, and if I've got to get her in a place where she's going to be open to something, sometimes, everybody gets into little moods, a little push-pull mood, and you just got to be careful. When are you bringing something new to the table?
Yeah. Maddie?
Yeah, no, I was going to say, I think that when you say you disagree with someone, you're at least letting them know where you stand, and what matters is how do you, as the person who presented the first idea, respond to that. I disagree.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's okay that we disagree, but let me tell you what my truth is, or I want to hear yours too, but let me explain where I'm coming from, and maybe we can find that we have more in common or common ground than we think on this.
Yes. Well, I like Season's thoughts. He says, here's another phrase. Here is what I know. That's interesting because when you attach I to what I know, so for example, Andersen, so if he makes a statement about creatine, I'm probably going to listen to him.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because I'm suspecting that here's what I know. Right? Now, when you
I would just change one word of that. I would change no to believe.
I was just going to say yes, because what you know might not be truth. It might be what you believe, what you've learned, what you're experiencing.
And when you're talking about what you believe, nobody can fucking shake a stick at that.
And at least you're taking ownership of that situation, right?
Yeah. I sometimes say what I've learned. What I've learned is.
You say, well, that's fair, Keith, but here's what I believe. Oh, right away, we've diffused the whole thing because he's like, okay, you disagree with that. But Matt's like, well, based on this and this and this, these are my beliefs. And now all of a sudden, I've probably gained a lot more respect for Matt because Matt's not stood up, but Matt is like, well, no, this is what I believe. Instead of he's saying to me, well, I fucking disagree with you. You know what I mean, Maddie?
Yeah, I hear you 100%. I was saying, this is what I've learned is what I use. What I've learned is, right? And I may not know it all, but being able to say I don't know is good. Saying I don't think is different than saying I don't know.
Yes, exactly, right? Exactly. So language, guys, is a powerful thing. Obviously we use it every single day here on the show, and just changing words here and there, can certainly help move conversations forward. Voice equals value. Voice is value. Tighten the language. Lead with evidence. What I know, what I believe. And I'm going to suggest as you go through your day today, you might move projects, you might move people, you might even move some performance along the way. So start the day right, align the mindset. Let's get those words to match your goals as we work our way to center stage, Melissa, and have some conversation about dads and sons and confidence. Melissa, do we have an opener for center stage? I do not recall if we do or not. If we don't, we can roll right into our center stage conversation this morning.
That's a shake of the head.
Okay, awesome. Oh, you saw it? Good. That's awesome. Good. I'm looking at something else here. So brilliant. Thank you, Andersen. Thank you, Melissa. Maddie, I'm going to start with you, brother.
Yeah, bud.
Your dad's rules. I know your dad's passed. Jimmy's dad passed. Mine is still alive. Your dad's rules. And Johnny, I know John was very close to his stepdad. So, man, we're going to talk dads right now for a little while. Matt, your dad's rules still run your life?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, in terms of the influences beyond compare, right? The spoken and the unspoken rules about things, and both the good and the bad, right? Sometimes I've learned to have to break some of the rules that my father taught me.
Yes, yeah.
Break the rules, baby. Break the rules, not the laws.
When we filter decisions through what we want our kids to see, we might get clarity fast, which also boosts trust, tightens routines, and compounds the results. And there's evidence that would suggest that more of us men continue to live through our father's rules, and how that impacts as we go through on a daily basis.
Sometimes we don't even know we're doing it. We don't even know we're doing it. That was the world I came from with my blood dad.
Let's talk about that, Johnny. 'Cause I know you've talked a lot about with me even off show. Let's talk about that relationship you have with your blood dad and your stepdad, and the rules that you had to learn from, especially your stepdad. I was really taken closely with some of the things you said your stepdad taught you.
Yeah, well, I think the rules that we're talking about here.
Yeah. Yes.
Not the spoken rules.
Exactly.
It's the way they lived.
Exactly. Leading with actions was one of them. Lead with your actions. Like you always say, don't say, do.
Yeah. And it was like, that like my stepdad, he spoke, of course.
Yes.
But he spoke probably less than he actually, he modeled,
Oh, interesting.
like,
yes.
Like he told me one time that I was going to see him. I was just it was like literally, I met him when I was 6, and I met him the first time. And then the second time I met him, he told me that he was going to be my stepdad. And, it wasn't like I had some big shit attack. I'm just listening. Right. And then he says, he just wanted to kind of clear up some of this. He says, look, I want you to know that you're going to see me mad about as many thumbs as you have on your hands. I'm like,
really?
2? He's on maybe. He never heard that again, but it was absolutely true. Now, had he said that in the beginning and it didn't actually model that, I probably would have never remembered he said that because his words didn't mean shit.
Interesting.
I mean, I don't think I can't recall him raising his voice.
That's pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
Matt.
That's a huge piece where I get it from.
Well, and that's,
I mean, I am not as good as he was for sure. But then I also had the flip side where my blood dad, he didn't subscribe to that.
I still work on my responding over reacting. A lot of it has to do with our show. A lot of it has to do with you. A lot of it has to do with your stepdad, who I've never met, frankly, just through our conversations, and he's leaning into that philosophy. And I work at it daily. Maddie, the idea of protecting and providing, those old school ideas of protecting and provide, being that reliable presence for family and friends. Is that a rule that you follow today because of dad, or is it a rule that you've made your own?
I think probably a little bit of both, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have absolutely the provider mentality weighs on me, right? That times when I've struggled to provide, to be honest with you, right? There's times we've struggled because I'm not earning what I was earning or whatever the case may be. But I've also learned to accept that everything's going to work out all right. Right. I have confidence in myself to accept that everything.
That's a dad thing too, isn't it? Because that's a dad, because your dad's somewhere in his journey, just like I'm sure John's dad, blood dad, stepdad, even when shit was tough, something, even my dad made me feel like it was going to be okay. It's what our dads do, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's part of our role, right? As leaders, is to assure that there is light in the storm, and that we have things, not that we can't be vulnerable and say we don't know or we're uncertain.
Yes.
But we know we can handle whatever comes.
Yes.
One of the things I learned when I got older, but I was never told, was, and of course I heard this somewhere. So of course I didn't dream this up. So it was kind of brought to my attention. But it would have been helpful when I was younger if I was told, you're going to develop this character and this discipline and this work ethic. And no matter what happens, you might make, some decisions where you have to go back to the starting blocks. Maybe you lose everything. But what can't be taken is that part of you that built that in the first place. You can do it again. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things that I always remember is that, everything can be taken, but, that thing that I possess, it's only getting better. And if I was forced to start over, I would build it even more efficiently. Because if I look back at what I built right now, it's great, but God, there was a lot of moving in circles to get here. I could make a much more straight line to get here now than I could the first time or the second time. Because I've been I've been to the point where I was like, okay, fucking, I thought I was done in terms of finances, because I was like, we all have this financial place we want to get.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get cracked and like, holy Christ, how did this all unravel? Well, the second time I got there so much faster, so much happier. But looking back, there was still a shitload of walking in circles. It's not just this line, it's this loop that keeps getting you there, as to where if I had to do it again, that loop would be minimized to the point where, holy shit.
Interesting.
Yeah, I love this idea. I love this idea about the loop, actually, since I started tuning in with you guys and getting involved and thinking about the loop. And the image that I've come up with and talked about is the spiral. You're looping, but you're also spiraling up. So it's like a spiral staircase. You're coming around and seeing the same thing again, but you're spiraling if you choose to learn to push past procrastination and self-doubt and all those things and get into supporting yourself. You're spiraling up. You learn every time you go around.
That's a great extension of my thought process, because your loop turns into a staircase. Are you going up or down your staircase?
Yes. Yeah. And it's an infinite loop, right? Because it never ends. Right. I like that. Hey,
the funny thing, I have spiral staircases at both my houses, and I have fucking cracked my head so badly on both of them. One of them, I split my head open; it was bleeding like a pig. So you got to be careful with your spiral staircase. You have to keep an eye on it.
That's right.
Good morning, everybody. Hanging with Keith, John, and Maddie here on Mornings in the Lab. We're talking father-son relationships right now, and good time. Charlie's putting us something on the table here. Your father is the only one that truly wants you to do better than them. It's a pretty profound statement, and it's hard to argue with that, isn't it?
That's not always the case, brother.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
No. Oh, God. Yeah, that was part of the push-pull that I had with Blood Dad.
Interesting.
Yeah, there was definitely an interesting dynamic there. I couldn't see it so much, but people around me could.
Oh,
it sure started to make sense once I started paying closer attention. As long as I played down, everything was fine. But if I actually played up, it was a different relationship.
That's fascinating. So it kind of reminds me, jokingly, it would remind me of like maybe a Vince McMahon and a Shane McMahon relationship. Shane's like, yeah, I want to be the boss. Fuck that. You're not going to be the boss. Maybe Matt just, I guess, really as simple as that. Like, no, I'm better than you. I'm Vince McMahon. You're Shane McMahon. You're the son. Right?
Yeah, I mean, there definitely is an element of that in those can be an element of that in those relationships. I don't have that relationship with my children in terms of there's nothing I want more than my children to blow so far past me that I can't even see them, even though I want to see them. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Well, and the crazy part about it is that like it was 100% passed down.
No,
he didn't even know he was doing it.
It's totally generational, right?
Yeah, 100%.
The sins of the father, but it's the sins of the grandfather and the great-grandfather and all that if you really start to study it. And I know I learned a lot of that, honestly, at 40 whatever years old when my father passed. Those things started bubbling up, and seeing that through a different set of eyes with him no longer here, to the point where I wish I had known it when I was 20, right? So it's just an interesting life experience. I know Jimmy's going through it too. So yeah,
I feel the pressure of I feel like I'm the child someday with my kids, all three of them, because they're so fucking good and they're so awesome. I'm like, I'm gonna get up and keep up to you guys, because if I don't, you guys are gonna fucking surpass me before I. So it's like, and I'd say this joking, but it's like almost like a competitive.
That's good. That's good parenting.
No, but I feel like it's competitive. I'm like, well, fuck, if you guys are going, I got to keep going too, because I see that little one going and kicking ass. I see that one kicking ass. And I'm like, I can't sit around, man, because, they're going to fucking.
Well, and as long as that's a compliment rather than some sort of a damper for them, then that's perfect.
Yeah. I love it.
It's a generational curse, like kind of going into some deeper shit here. So when I was estranged from my blood dad for the last 5 years of his life. And, he had basically, he was getting ready to go, and a lot of families like, hey, if you want to go say goodbye, you got to do it now. He's not going to be here much longer.
Jeez.
And I was like, God damn, I know me showing up there unannounced, you know, it was, I don't know. I just felt like me respecting his wishes, what was supposed to happen. Now, granted, had I gone there, I don't know if my position on what I learned from the whole thing had changed. I don't know, because I didn't go. But when it was all over, right, and he passed, and a lot of this growth happened during the years that we weren't talking. But I started to realize all that was going on, that I was doing some of that shit to my kids and Terry. And what was happening was that time of separation when he was alive was me recognizing the curse, and that I was doing shit and I didn't know it. Right. So here's the interesting part. I figured, well, you know, when he passes, I'm going to know if I made the right decision, because when he passes, I'm going to he'll start just taking forefront in my mind. And usually my dreams is where I realize that something has really got me. All right. Like I dream about when I'm really focused on something, you know, or I'll dream about something that I may have felt like I should have done differently. So I was kind of waiting, and he wasn't popping up. So I felt, okay, well, at this point, I did the right thing, because I was kind of waiting for the answer. What do I do? So I don't know that we ever talked about it, but Terry actually is a bit of a medium, right? Where people that have passed will come to her and send messages, and it's crazy shit. Like I mean, she's done it to a few people, and they're like, how in the hell do you know this? Right. And so there's no question that she's grabbing information from the person that's gone past. Right. And and I've seen it enough times to know that it's absolutely real. And a lot of times it's not really clear, but it's clear that there's a connection there. So anyway, we're in Mexico, first night in Mexico, and I had a dream about my dad. And it was very vague, and it was like not really telling me anything. And I wake up and I tell Terry, I said, hey, first time. And she's, oh, no shit, he came last night. And I was, really? Because I was waiting for him to show up and start to talk to her, right? So, and she goes, he just had one thing to say. I did my job. Which basically meant that, you know, him estranging me put me in a position where the curse was broken.
Yeah, that's interesting stuff to keep digging into. Hey, you're hanging out with Keith, John, and Matt here.
People can get weirded out about shit like that, but I believe so.
It makes me curious. No, it strikes curiosity for me. Hey, Matt, can you stick around for a few extra minutes to get into confidence with our sons after we do a little quick break at the top of the hour?
I'm ready to go. Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. So, Melissa, we'll do a lifestyle tip with Andersen. We'll do a reset hour too. Johnny can sneak away for a quick little piss break. I'm sure your gut is empty. And then we'll come back and we're going to talk how to give confidence to our sons. Let's do it, Melissa.
All right, so this one's taking a bite off of our talk about fathering, and we'll make it more parenting, because obviously there's some you females, this applies to you too. This is not new. We've heard us talk about it in the past, but it's one of these things. I think the more times we hear it, the better it works, the deeper it sinks in. And, you know, we all are trying to do, or there's no handbook on parenting, you know, and even if there was, it would be too general. But there are a few kind of universal laws that we know that we can use when it comes to parenting. Because there's studies that actually back this stuff up. Like, perfect example, if a child watches parents smoke, 75% more likely to be a smoker. And there's a list of studies like this on the good and the bad. So what does that tell us? That means our kids, they don't give a shit what we say. They watch what we do. They emulate. So the question you got to ask yourself is this: are you giving your kids something great to emulate? Rock and roll.
What's shaking seasoned? What's shaking good time? We got Bernard back in the community. The resident beekeeper is here, guys. The resident beekeeper is in the house. Bzzz. Dr. John Petricelli, sniffing out the bullshit, is here as well. Hey, guys, hour one recap. We talked about 3 minimizing phrases at work that quietly shrink your influence. We covered current conversations. A young inventor reminding us that it's never too early to solve big problems. And hey, Arnold said, if you're taking creatine gummies, yeah, Arnold, you know Arnold, that guy? The guy who lifted a few heavy things and played Conan Barbarian? Yeah. If you're taking creatine, the gummies just don't work. True story. Go back and listen to that part of the show. We ended the hour center stage, the father filter. 5 rules to carry this week. Coming up, as soon as this little segment is over, we're going to get into the main event. The 3 phases that build confidence with our kids. Exact words and so forth. And hey, I'm sorry, Jimmy, but I got to tease you, brother. Jimmy's the guy sticking garlic up his nose. Yeah, I think it's Jimmy. I think Jimmy was the guy who's like, we got to talk about garlic. Garlic up the nose. Yeah, we're going to bust the myth. Maybe it's Matt. Matt's former hockey guy, man. He's played hockey. He's just sticking nose up his garlic up the nose. Yeah, we're going to bust the myth and give you some fast, safe decongestion plans for busy mornings. Focus. We're going to talk a little about YouTube's new streaming stuff. Community corner, bottom of the hour. Maya Reyes, our very own Maya Reyes, is part of the Smoke Show gang with Sterling and Preston and Sophia Grant. They are the Smoke Show gang. Melissa, I just named them. Yep, the Smoke Show gang here on Mornings in the Lab. Lock in the morning mindset, guys. This is your live morning accountability experience. Start the day right with entertaining conversation, motivating content, and words that build confidence where it matters most. Right here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. And hour 2 is starting right now, guys. We're thinking that we got Petro here with, I'm thinking that garlic in the nose trick is probably bullshitty, unless the goal would be to smell garlic all day. Do you think? Okay, let's just fucking start with that one then. Neiman, Maddie, we're going to start with garlic up the nose. We're starting with garlic up the nose right now there, Roofy. We're going to get to the dad-son's conversation, but so garlic up the nose. Congestion clears in 90 seconds. Have you ever stuck garlic up the nose? True, I'm serious. Have you?
I've never stuck garlic up the nose, but I do have a garlic story related to hockey. So I'm
okay. Time to reveal, mister. What are you going to tell us?
So no, this is, I mean, it's the, I couldn't believe when you started talking about it. When I played hockey my whole life. I started skating when I was 3, hockey when I was 5.
Yes.
All the way through. So somewhere in the middle school age, probably 12 to 14 years old, pee-wee level hockey, I went out to a restaurant called Corba's and I had garlic alioli for I love it. Well, the next day I'm skating.
What is garlic alioli?
It's just, it's just literally chopped. It's just oil and garlic, and they heat it up and they toss the pasta in it, crushed peppers. So
it's like a pasta dish. Okay.
Pasta dish. Right. Okay. But with chunks of huge fresh garlic in it. Next day I'm skating and the garlic is oozing from my fucking pores, just pouring out. And I came up with this idea. I was a defenseman and I would always be in front of it. And I'm like, if I reek like garlic, maybe guys won't want to hang. It's one more defense mechanism.
Hell yeah.
At least for the rest of that season, I literally chewed 2 cloves of garlic every day to try to produce garlic out of my pores on the ice.
It's incredible.
I would purposely not wear deodorant on the days that I would wrestle. I wanted my pits to stink.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If I had a match, my girlfriend was like, "Is it one of those days?" Yep.
Oh my God, I wouldn't even have crossed my mind. So there's dudes in the ring when I'm watching wrestling that they smell like bad motherfuckers just to
no, I'm not talking about, and I'm talking about like when it was real competition.
That's what I mean. Yeah. So like
when you're as a pro and as a pro, you got to your breasts got to be good. You got to fucking smell good, or that is so disrespectful. It's like, boom, you're here. You're having a conversation. Some fuckers got bad breath. You're like, God damn it, get out of here. Fucking, what the fuck is wrong with you? Because then you're talking shit for real, you dirty motherfucker. Why didn't you chew a piece of gum before you got in here?
So hold on, though. I got to stay here, brother. So kayfabe is real then? There's sometimes in the room when if I'm cutting a promo in the ring with you and I just fucking stuff my face with garlic and shit, you're like, what the hell? right? Because you're
Well, it's
expecting.
not the promo you give a shit about. It's when you're fucking up close and you can't escape the smell.
Good time. But did you wipe your ass?
Yeah, I've always been an ass wiper. That's hard to get past that one, you know?
Can you imagine Jon Andersen blowing up the bathroom after having Rufy's garlic pasta?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that would be an interesting.
But I know I the concept, I totally understand, Matt, 100%.
So, John, have you used garlic up the nose or smelling salts or any of these types
What
of
is the fuck? What is garlic? What's the purpose of garlic up the nose?
So again, I found one of these, we live in a world now where somebody does something, they put it onto one of the platforms and it takes a life of its own on. Well, there's this trend happening over on TikTok again, where people putting garlic up their nose to fix congestion and to fix their breathing patterns. And doctors are like, no, it actually doesn't really work. So what are you doing?
Yeah, that's pretty silly.
Yeah. Well, 100% it is. Right. So there's no clinical
some kind of enzyme or something in there that would do something to your nose.
Yes.
I don't know. It seems a little far-fetched. I mean, I understand menthol, mint, that kind of thing. That's proven.
But if that was around, it wasn't being fucking thought up and shared on TikTok. It had been around for fucking centuries.
Oh, for sure. But there's no clinical evidence for nasal decongestion. That there's zero scientific support for inserting garlic in nostrils to clear sinuses. But guys, I'm seeing something in my eyes that I need to put on the table, because our very own Melissa Neiman apparently stuck a pea up her nose when she was little and it sprouted.
How long was it there? How long was it there?
So she's confirmed what my mom always said, which was, you might
how long was the pea there?
Her answer, John, long enough
Did it get fucking stuck in her sinus and she didn't know? All of a sudden, the growth starts coming out of nostril or something. Is that what we're talking about?
She's John. What was that? What was that canned company we grew up with the fucking the Green Giant? She's from the Green Giant. She's from.
Yeah, I mean, was it like they coming out her fucking nose and her ears and shit? How long was it in there?
My parents realized something smelled. Well, it's funny because
so it got caught in her sinus then. Yeah, it got caught in her sinus. Holy shit.
My cousin had something stuck in her ear too. Not nose, but ears. So same situation, John. It started smelling. And what the hell was it? It was was it a potato? It was some kind of, not a pea, but it was something as well that my cousin Carrie stuck it in her ear and it started to odor. It is crazy.
Well, when we're young, we don't have the self-awareness to understand that doesn't feel right.
It's funny all the questions are good time. How long was because having something sprout, it means
it's not happening. It was fucking afternoon. Yeah, that's not an afternoon.
That's not an afternoon. No, it's not an afternoon. So,
but I mean, think about it. That's a fucking good environment for a sprout.
Oh, it's a warm, good time. Who needs a farm? Hey, Bernard.
Right.
We can get out of the farm. We just need Melissa's nose to grow shit, man. That's all we need, man. So, guys, bottom line is this: garlic doesn't work going up the nose. Use it in your garlic aioli pasta. That's probably the better spot for you guys if you're looking to. Bernard, my roommate's daughter broke a crayon off in her ear. Ouch.
Oh. God,
just put a flame to it, melt it out.
Hey, John, your stepdad.
Yeah.
When he talked to you, did you feel like he pushed you too hard with the way he spoke with you, or when you reflect now, was it not hard enough? And then Matt, I'm going to come to the same question.
Very different approach to it. He would take my curiosity and kind of supercharge it.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
So when you're a kid, you ask a question.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yes.
Why? And you just keep coming with whys. So rather than giving those little kind of dumb blip answers, he would come back, ask a question, ask me why. So he was making me think. See, normally those situations is the kid just sitting there fucking grabbing stupid answers, and the adult is like, well, fuck, what do I say to shut this kid up?
Yeah.
It's not viewed upon as an opportunity to get a kid to think.
Yeah. Maddie, do you have some phrases that you have in your pocket that you like to throw on the table for the kids that build confidence? Do you have some that you always use?
Well, one thing I'll think of one thing. I had a thing with my kids every night when I put them, like when they were going to bed, tuck them in, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Get a good sleep. Tomorrow's a big day. And they'd say, what's big about tomorrow? And my response was, every day is a big day.
Yeah.
So tomorrow's a big day. Every day is a big day.
Yeah.
That was something that I did with my kids. They've told me that they remember it, right?
Oh,
it
yeah.
was just an intentional thing. So that was my wisdom. Now you asked about fathers. I always craved more from my father.
So did I.
Was a guy who didn't. My father was quiet, and then he would explode if something eventually. But when things were bad, but also he was. Sometimes I felt like he was stingy with his advice and his guidance. Like, Dad, I need more from you.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And you go back to generational. That comes from he lost his father at a young age. He didn't really have a model so much. And I don't know if that answered your question, but 100%. That's my truth. My truth is I often craved more from my father, but I got great wisdom and nuggets, and I knew when the shit hit the fan that he would step up, and he always did. So
again, we talk daily on the show, but how our kids follow our actions and perhaps listen less to what we say, but observe more of what we do. However, words do mean something. And there might be some segments, there might be some words that we can offer our kids that give them ultimate confidence. And some of these things are very obvious, but again,
if the words are backed up, they're very different.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to throw some things on the table that I believe that, again, what I really pride myself on this show, and I know, John, you do as well, is giving people things to take away, creating awareness. And I'm going to give you guys something today, which might help you out your day with your kids. Maybe saying 3 words might just, I believe you. Often we say, are you sure? And the moment you say, are you sure to your kids, immediately they pause, they become defensive. So what we might want to do is, taking a page from Andersen, just flip the script and just say, I believe you. And then walk back from that and start asking questions and be curious, because that's the first words that they hear from you. When I read this, I'm like, fuck, I love this, because these are the great things for me to be thinking about, right? Because the moment that Carter or Piper or Brookie says to me something, if I say I believe them, they're like open right away to me. Instead of me being curious and questioning, right? That interrogation type stuff that I think we naturally as parents might move towards, Matt, which is, are you sure or doubt? If you immediately tell them, boom, I believe you, then tell me what happened. John, I believe you. Tell me what happened and what happened, man. Oh,
yeah. Okay. Or I mean, it's a direction. There's so many variations. Hey, I like this. Tell me more.
Yeah. Yes. That's exactly it. One that I used often with not only the team we have here in the house, but with my kids, is encouraging them to make mistakes. I'll even take it further, and it says it's okay to make mistakes. I'm like, it's okay to make mistakes, because we're going to learn when we make a mistake. Mistake isn't a mistake; it's actually a learning.
That's so true, brother.
Somewhere in the world, we've created the mistake as it's a bad thing. When in reality, when life is so big and we're going to make many mistakes, I really wish, John, we can keep using this language to reframe our audience that mistakes are actually a good thing. It's a learning. It's how you learn, if you want to take the time to learn from it.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, that's so true.
I use the you're gonna suck. You're supposed to suck in the beginning, right? That's something I talk about when my kids get down, when they try something new and it's not quite sticking, but they're interested in it. You're supposed to suck.
Yes,
you're supposed to suck. That's called learning.
Enjoy the fact that it's okay to suck.
Yes.
When you've done this for a long time, you're not supposed to suck anymore.
What do you think about this one, boys? What do you think about perfection praise? I think sometimes I am guilty of maybe giving my kids too much praise around perfection, right? When in reality, it kind of relates to what Matt said. Maybe when we say that too much, it doesn't give them the capacity.
You got to define perfection. What do they think your definition of perfection is?
That's
perfection is. Yeah. If perfection is giving it all you got, that's perfect.
Yes.
All I need is all you got. That's perfect.
Yeah. Seasoned. We should all use the phrase We should fail forward. I'm with you, Seasoned. And as we know, Seasoned's a teacher here, Johnny. I teach you 150 kids a day. When they screw up, like I ask him, how does it make you feel? How does it make the other person feel? Let's explore that. That's awesome, man. That's really cool, because what you're saying is that how does it make you feel, the other person, and then you explore it. That's and then he says the best phrase is not perfection, but excellence. And then good time. My son was born 1 year to the day my dad passed. Yes, Charlie, I remember you shared that with us as well. And then John, I suspect you've told me this before. You are good with using this language. Let's solve this together. Your daughters will come to you, and I've heard you say it, and even if you're not aware of it, you're like, okay, let's solve this problem together. Let's map the options. Would that be a fair assumption of mine? That's
yes. I mean, because really what you're doing there is you're teaching them to problem solve.
Yes. Yeah. Matt, how does that work out with with your kids when you're like, let's solve this whole thing together? Do they take the lead on it? Do they follow dad's lead, or where does it work in your world?
So I usually start with, what do you think you should do? Or what do you want to do? Yes. What do you want to do? Let's talk about it. If there's a problem, if there's a social problem, or what do you think is the solution to this, and put it in their court. I'm certainly going to offer guidance and question and have that dialogue, but I try to give them as much independent autonomy. I appreciate it. And I think for me, it's about making sure that I encourage them to know that they can always come to me with anything. Right. Yeah. Yes. And you don't do that by being a overbearing person or telling them this is the way it is, it's my way or the highway. I want them to come to me with things that they feel are huge that I know are small. I want them to come to me with things that they think are small that I know are really big. Yes. And I want them to come to me with the things that they know are big and I know are big, and we're going to solve it together. Like just
and then there's some of those situations, like totally correct, Maddie. Like then there's some of those situations where I would be solving a problem with a daughter, and it was probably the middle one the most. She seemed to get herself in the most hot water. But then there's okay. Here's what the deal is. Here are options. Then I would follow it up with, what do you want me to do? Because my involvement is going to change this to what capacity. And this is your issue. What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
You want me to stand in camouflage and just make sure everything's okay, or do you want me to get in there and start fucking this thing up? Because Daddy will take care of whatever needs to be done, but this is your issue.
I like that you asked that, John, because I have gotten into the habit since Carter has moved out by closing our conversations by this, right or wrong. How can I best support you? What do you need from me?
Was if you just take action and it goes against what they want to have, then they'll stop sharing with you.
Yes, right? Matt.
So I do this with a lot of people, including my kids, my wife, and other people I interact with. I've learned to do this, didn't always do this, which is try to set that tone right from the start. What are we doing here? Are we problem solving? Are you venting? Are you looking? What are you looking for me out of this? Because it'll help me to frame my response to you. If I know I think we had a guest on. You had a guest on, right? We're just having a discussion here, or are we deciding something?
Discussion or decision? Yes.
Yeah. Or am I listening, or am I problem solving?
Yes. Yeah. Something you said with your daughter. You just had a few moments ago come to you. It goes back to how I started this conversation, that your daughter had the confidence to reach out to you in a tough time because she knew that the first response you were going to give her was, if she has a history of you questioning her, when she gets into a bad spot, she's not calling mom or dad because she's not feeling safe. And that's one thing I've worked really hard with my kids, is making sure that I can see you, not and John, you too, which is, I don't know if love my mom and dad, love you guys who are tuning in. I don't know if I always felt safe coming to the table to say when I fucked up, because I was afraid I was going to get shit from somebody, right? Which is, there's a time for shit, but there's also time for support. And I admire that, John, because clearly your daughter is like, I know that my dad has got my back. If I'm going to jail, my dad's got my back. I could have fucking killed somebody, but my dad has my back. He might not agree with me, but I know he still loves me and he has my back and he's going to be here to help me.
Yeah. And it kind of started like with you. What I did was I kind of started planting that seed early. It's like, because these kids were dealing with so much, fucking drugs and vaping and alcohol and all this shit.
Yes.
Weed. And so basically when it came time where the driving was getting close. Right?
Yeah.
I would say stuff like, hey, if you're going to be in a situation where you think that you might end up making a bad decision. So what I'd like you to do is just, you ask me to drop you off because you don't want to drive. You don't have to explain anything. Just say, hey, Dad, can you drop me off at so-and-so's house? And what you're telling me is I'm taking the initiative to leave my keys at home so I don't somehow make a bad decision.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that by opening that door, it showed them, hey, this door is not slammed shut so tight that I can't open it up when I need to. And so there were times that, hey, can you drop me off at so-and-so? And later as it got used more, it would be just like, I would just say, fucking great job. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. Matt, Johnny, there was this recently, one of Lauren's friends, I can't remember who it was, in her 40s. They're out somewhere having a good time. Guess who she called to bring her home? Her dad. Like, that's fucking gold, man. She's a mom, has a husband and a family, but has that relationship with dad that's like, hey, I've been out drinking with my friends. He's like, I'm here to pick you up 2:00, whatever time it was, but dad was there. And I love that because that just tells you a lot about the relationship. And back to the, I believe you. I'm not going to question you. So much power in that.
Yeah, for sure.
Guys, this is awesome, man. Fuck, this is awesome. I got goosebumps because the last 45 minutes of our conversation about fathers and sons and daughters and parenting. And Matt, dude, I'm so grateful you're here to join myself and John here today. And you know what I love about it too, is I can tell when we touch on things that hit the community because it lights up. Right, because Seasoned and Breed Bernard and Good Time and so much great.
Well, there's no fucking manual for this shit.
No, that's exactly it. That's why it's good to put these things on the table. Like maybe somebody today is going to be in this conversation with their kids and they would have said one thing, but they're like, oh, actually, I heard Andersen or Maddie or Bilous say, "Fuck, I believe you." So I'm going to say, "I believe you," even if they don't, but they're just going to start with that, and it might help the relationship with their kids. Right, so. Yeah, what a fun conversation here, guys. Johnny, what do you got going on today, brother?
Well, today was supposed to be a training day.
However,
however, I realized that I need to take some more affirmative action to get myself recovered where I know I need to be. I'm waking up and I'm still doing my thing, but the analogy I was giving to Terry last night, it's like, when you take a cell phone and you wear it down to the point where the battery the phone dies, right?
Yes.
You plug it in to recharge it. It doesn't even register for the first 5 minutes.
Yes, I've been there.
It's like the first one, it does turn on. Even the first 5% takes a long fucking time. If it gets too far down. And I'm realizing that my battery, it was lower than I thought. So all of my normal tactics of recharging it are not getting me back where I need to be. The recharging process is slower going than I want it to be, which told me I had taken the battery so deep that I'm still in that slow part. And so cutting out training and a few things that are going to help me get back and when it comes down to it, if you're not properly rested, your whole fucking life is compromised.
And especially, I'll tell you, Matt, I think we're all the same age here. I can relate to that. Matt, I think you can too, right? We do this thing every single day. Like the rest recovery is so important, Roofy.
Oh,
absolutely.
It was a fucking hard decision, man. I was like, woke up this morning. I'm like, maybe I should just no. You made this decision yesterday. You're going to fucking stick to it, dude. And the difference is that if I don't take a stronger, different action, I'm going to keep in this slow recharge phase, and I'm not happy here. So I have to change something. And this is a big, not training as that alone is going to just give my body there's nothing to rebuild.
That was me last night. 8 o'clock, went to bed, and 9 o'clock, lights out, no debate. I had a whole list of things to do, and I said to myself, they're going to be there tomorrow. And I just fucking went to bed. Matt, I heard you were like, I stayed up late to watch a ball game. I was like,
I was going to say, I lived the exact opposite life of you. I stayed up late. I was still jacked up. I doom scrolled. I had to pull myself out of it. Next thing I know, literally it's 10 after 12. And I'm like, holy shit.
Oh my God, Roofy.
Where did that go? And my alarm rang at 5:45. And guess what?
I know you're there.
I hit snooze one time.
That's awesome.
I got up after. My wife gets so pissed.
So then she's got to hear that shit twice.
Yeah. I wake up at 5:45. She wakes up at 6:15. So when I wake up at the 5:45, sneak out slowly, go feed the cats, everything's fine. But if I hit snooze and that second alarm goes off, I usually catch an elbow in the ear.
Like, what the fuck, man?
That's awesome. Yeah. I'm going for coffee with a friend of mine that, he hired me. He fired me. I hired him. We've got a great history together, a lot of love together, and we're going to grab a coffee today and do a little catch up. And he's the guy that I went and swam with the sharks with in Australia a few years ago. Awesome. And nice. So we're going to have a nice little catch up. And every now and then he's like, so what do you
Sorry, I thought you were done. Go
ahead. No, he's like, every now and then he's like, what are you up to in your world? Let's grab a coffee. So that's what I'm up to today. I'm excited about that.
That'll be fun, brother.
Yeah.
That'll be awesome.
I got 2 questions for you, Keith, about today. So first one, when I was mentioned, I've never mentioned Terry having that medium.
Yeah.
To her. And when I was talking about that, you made a gesture that I didn't recognize. Maybe it's just total coincidental. Yeah. But is that something that made you uncomfortable or was weird for you? Because it's weird for a lot of people.
Oh no, I think you're actually reading between the lines. No, probably my curiosity, because I like to have her. I'd like to have that conversation.
Well, you still have the challenge of the time of the show.
Yeah, no. I know. No. Yeah, no. I think what you saw was more of a either something I saw on the screen or no. Was more.
I figured I didn't. It was something I wasn't. So I just because keep in mind, some people are weird to it. Some people aren't.
No, so to me, it opens up a whole host of curious questions. Right? Am I skeptical? Am I curious? But that's what I love about being a human. It's about being curious, right? Mm-hmm. And so I'm. So you know what we could even do, brother? We can do. You know what we might even do? Maybe we schedule a conversation with you, me, and Terry at a time that works for her, and then we run it during the show, right? So we record it, we bring it on the show, and then we kind of break it down with the audience because there's probably some gold in that actually. So I'd love that. And then the second thing, did you enjoy my little commercial I made this morning?
That was good. You saw my laughter emoji coming.
I did. Yes, I did. Yeah.
Hey, and by the way, whenever you send me something and I send back a period, I'm just bringing it back to the top. Right?
I was about to go to bed last night. I saw your note and I looked at myself. Oh yeah, that's going back to the top for Andersen. So it's funny, Max. I'll send John something, and then for him to pin it, he just puts a little note. You could actually pin the message, John. Did you know? Did you know? A second. Did you know you can pin the message?
But the problem is then it sits. If I have to be actively moving it, it stays forefront in my mind.
Yes.
Then the next question is it, like today, and it seems like lately I've been missing it. I don't like this, but I want to make sure that I dislike it more than you. I've been missing my 5'10". Is that something like that, motherfucker? Or is that something that you're not really having a problem with?
Like
you're my fucking partner in this. I need to understand.
You're missing your opening spot on the show. You mean
5'10" is what I'm supposed to be here, and I keep fucking trickling in a few minutes late. And I'm
I've been patient with my brother. I've been patient with my partner here. So I was waiting to see how the week went before I kicked you in the ass. So yeah.
Okay. So I did because I was like, okay, dude, you didn't. This is not a minute or two. You're on the fucking toilet still, not cleaning yourself, and it's like 4 minutes past. Dude, what the fuck?
You know what I love about this?
I need to make an affirmative adjustment to my schedules. What I thought, and I said, and if Keith, I said I'm going to ask him today if there's any wiggle from him, then you have to play better than this.
And you know what's great too is that Nation, Keith and John's business meetings happen here on the show because we use our time effectively. So you're hearing Keith and John's business discussion right now. But true story, I was doing the opener and I'm like looking at the clock. I'm like 18 minutes after the hour. Where's that fucker right now?
Cocksucker.
So what the fuck is he doing? I saw your note and you're like, I'm just finishing up. And I'm like, what does it take you 7 minutes to fucking wash your asshole?
It's one of those, like, I was finishing and I stood up and I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm getting called again. I never even get to pull my pants up 2 times. But I'm like, if you need to be a little bit, I got to change that rhythm a little bit.
Yeah. And it's funny because Melissa just said, and you keep missing the Sterling and Preston intros. So,
I got my gay brothers. I'm missing my gay brothers.
Good. So you're going to preach this to John before you go, Charlie. Good time. John, my wife does that, the medium stuff, and that people actually try and hire her. And then he says, it freaks me out at first.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I was like, don't fucking do that to me. Cause I had made peace with some, some people that had passed. And it was like, I'd made peace with that. Right. Cause I'd felt guilty about a few things, and I'm happy to share with you more time.
Yeah.
And I was like, it took me a decade to become at peace. And I was like, fuck, if he doesn't think what I think, I got to go through that again. I'm not ready to do that 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And so I said, please, not right now. If somebody comes for me, don't tell me. Wait for me to be ready, please.
Interesting. Hey, do you guys?
What she said, she said, you got to understand, they don't know what judgment is over there.
Oh,
which was quite interesting.
Yeah. Well, I just wasn't got me thinking. That on me. Yeah. Yeah. Well, so here's what we do know too, is that we know that we have a resident scientist that's part of our community. His name's Dr. John Petrocelli. I know Petra would smell bullshit around all of this, which again is fascinating to me.
Well,
right?
I did too, until there was some stuff brought to my attention that I couldn't ignore.
Yeah. Petra, we might have to have you as part of this conversation coming up in the future, man, about mediums and all this craziness that, Good Time's wife has the skill and Johnny's wife has the skill. Maybe Matt has the skill.
No, well, I am coming at this from the skeptic's viewpoint. So if you want that, bring it. Although I will say that again, connecting back to my father, my father's totem animal, I don't know what you call it, was an eagle, right? A bald eagle was just his thing. And there are times when I don't know if it's just because I've associated the bald eagle with him, but there are uncanny times that bald eagle shows up. There's a bald eagle that's in our area. We have a couple of nests actually that have been on the YouTube live or whatever, but there's times when those eagles fly overhead where something's going on in my head, and I do go, that's Dad. He's telling me something, right? And it wakes me up. That's the first time I've ever felt that before. I've always been the skeptic about all of it. I've always been we're unto ashes, whatever. We're just we're here. We go away. We have our impact or we don't. Our legacy lives on or it doesn't. Eventually we get to a point in life where someone speaks our name for the last time ever and it's over.
It's not lost upon me that as you were mentioning bald eagle, that Mr. Andersen was pulling his hat off and scratching his bald eagle himself. Hey, Good Time's got a question for you guys. Do you guys sleep with background noise? John, you do, like a fan. You said you have a fan with you nonstop, eh?
Yeah, it blows right on my face.
Right on your face. Fuck. Man. Maddie, what about you, bro?
I use loop earbuds. I need absolute silence. The less noise, the better. They're these little silicone ear things.
Yeah.
I pop them right in, and it started as a combating against my wife's snoring, frankly. She says I snore too. We go back and forth. But now, like, I can't sleep without them. Like, I hear, like, it's probably sensitized me or desensitized me. Yeah. But now it's become a problem because I have to have my loops.
Oh, interesting.
Or I can't. I'm too edgy. Yeah. So I'm all about sensory deprivation. I like dark and quiet.
I went to bed last night. Night light was on. Bathroom light was on. Hall light was on. 9 o'clock came, closed my eyes, and went to sleep. Woke up this morning before my alarm. There was my quality. Boom, boom, boom. Ready to go to bed. Guys, so grateful. Had a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun. Great show today. Great conversations. Matt, looking forward to catching up with you throughout the day today. Johnny, lots of love, brother. Have a good one today yourself. And guys, I'm so grateful and privileged that we get to do this again in less than 22 hours.
That's it, baby.
Talk to you soon.
That's it.
All right, pal.
All right.
Have a good live, my brothers.
Let's walk the boys out of here. Boom, boom. Johnny's out. Maddie's out. Guys, if you guys are looking to get your day started before I get here and Johnny gets here, you know who you can start it with. The boy wonder, the man with one tooth. I'm sorry, the man who's missing one tooth. Matt's like, what? Yeah, I love that guy, man. Matt Roof, 7:30, Kindness Rising. You know when you just meet people, you just have a feeling of love towards them. Matt is one of those guys in my life. True story. Never met the guy, although I feel like I know him like my brother. Yep. What a lot of fun here, man. Good show. Petro, I can tell you, I sleep extremely well after the Blue Jays beat the Dodgers. Petro, I know tomorrow. I know we got a show tomorrow to do tomorrow. You and I are going to hang out for a few minutes tomorrow. And I was thinking about you this morning when I saw the score. So it's funny. Maybe we need to do a Saturday show so we can celebrate after the Jays win tomorrow night. Are they going to win tomorrow night? Or are they going to do it on Saturday? The good news is the whole thing's going to wrap up this weekend in Toronto. So it's a pretty big deal. Yeah, Sullivan, I'm with you, man. It was a good show today. Great show today. Sully, I do like Rush. Monday morning, a mean mine, a mean Tom Sawyer, mine, oh mine. Like that Rush, like Geddy Lee. Oh, fuck yeah, man. I'm all about that. All right, Celine, I know you're going to text me later and say, did you just sing Rush on the show? Yes, I did. I got a text out of the blue last week from one of my residents, one of our colleagues, and she's like, I just heard you sing Pink Pony Club live on the show. I'm like, yeah, Pink Pony Club. Yeah, just like that. Yeah, so dude, I'm all about Rush. Fucking rights, man. 100%. Neil Peart, drum solo, dude, one of the greatest drummers of all time. Hey, Sully, no question underrated. I think because he played in Rush in Canada, I think there was so much folks that were underrating Neil Peart, but no question, there's no doubt about it. Petro, I have a feeling Petrocelli was a Rush fan. Hands up who all thinks that Petrocelli, I think Petro was a Rush fan. I have a sneaking suspicion that he was. Rufy, were you a Rush fan as well? Well, Rufy was a Grateful Dead fan, so Rufy was too busy blasted listening to the Grateful Dead, I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. But yeah, Neil Peart, one of the greatest drummers of all time. With Monday morning, yeah, Monday, Geddy Lee, man, Monday morning, just like that. Yeah. Oh, fuck, Bonham, Jason Bonham, one of the other greatest drummers of all time. Woo, baby. Hey, Rufy, we know who our demographic is, so we might as well just stay there, right? We might as well just stay there. We might as well stay. Okay. Geddy Lee might not have been the most handsome dude, though. Just saying. Yeah, he had a look. I think we'd agree with that. Oh, good time. My guidance counselor was oh, fuck yeah. The road manager for Motley Crue. Dude, I think there's a little bit of truth to who the handsome chief grew up with. Yeah, the Crue and Eminem. So those are my little mix mash of that's why the character of Keith is Keith. Melissa, remember I had the button? It was Marty? Keith. I gotta get that button back. Hey, is the button still here, actually? I think I might still have... No, I deleted that button. Keith. All right. Let's see here. He came to our middle school. The whole school went crazy, and it was just the road manager. Yeah. I think his name was Doc McGee. Is it not Doc McGee? Not that I was a Motley Crue fan. Not that I obsessed. Not that I always was buying Hit Parade, Circus, Metal Edge. Yeah. Fuck. Who remembers that? The Handsome Chief does. Do you guys remember those magazines? You're all like, Billis, you're good with this shit. I am. You know what, guys? I made a magazine. It's upstairs. I meant to bring it down today. Tomorrow's show, I'm going to show you guys the magazine that I made 40 years ago. True story. Yes, kindness. Circus. I know. Circus, Hit Parade, all those great fucking magazines. You had to wait for a month to get the next one. And then by then, all the debauchery had already happened. Yeah, true story. Oh, man. Oh, what do we got here? I got something from, looks like Charlie sent me something. Oh, what do we got here? Oh, I love it. Dude, that's awesome. Fucking Bret Michaels. Yes. That's awesome, man. Charlie sending me pictures of Bret. Hey, if you guys got pictures with your favorite rock artist or road manager, send them to me, man. I want to see them. 431-300-3005 live. 431-300-3005. Or call me. Tell me about your greatest rock and roll, who did you meet story. I just got a picture here with, hey, we haven't seen Bret Michaels for a while, eh? I think he was ill. I think he is or was ill. But yeah, Bret Michaels and Poison, man, it's a lot of good shit, dude. Kindness Rising, that was my Ozzy and Dio phase. Yeah, Ronnie James Dio. Whoa, one of the other great voices of our time. Lost too early. Hey, we lost Ronnie James way too early, man. And John Petro, Rush A+. Yes, see, I knew it. I knew you were a Rush fan, Petro. I knew you were. I could tell by your vibe. I just know. Yeah. Oh, Sully, I saw Rush in 87 in Jersey. Let's have a karaoke segment, says Petro. Fuck, man. I don't do karaoke. I sing my own lyrical songs. Yeah. You know what we might do? Maybe we'll publish Mornings in the Lab soundtrack on Suno. We could do that. Yeah. Neil Peart's drum kit is legendary. Oh man. Yeah. Like I said, I don't think so. From my point of view, Rush, how about Triumph? All my Canadian fans. Triumph? Yeah, no, yay, nay, Triumph, yeah. You know what would be interesting, actually, what your first rock concerts were. Mine was Quiet Riot, Kick Axe, and there's three of them together. Quiet Riot, Kick Axe, Skid Row? No, Quiet Riot, Kick Axe. Helix, yes, Quiet Riot, Kick Axe, and Helix. Remember those three guys? I know you do. Quiet Riot, Kick Axe, and Helix. It was a tri concert, Winnipeg Arena. Back in the old Winnipeg Arena. Yeah, I'm in for singing. That would be great. Yeah. MITL soundtrack and a monthly calendar. No Petro, it's going to be an advent calendar. Yeah. Or can we get a bullshit calendar? Open up the thing and put a bit of bullshit. Yeah. The Mornings in the Lab advent calendar coming. It's part of the Mornings in the Lab store. Yep. Speaking of, ever since Drew's not hanging with us anymore, nobody's promoting the store. So sorry. No, I promise I'm kind. I'm a kind human all the time. Just yes, I know you're out there, Drew. I love you. Maddie, my first rock concert, Rat, opened for Bon Jovi. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Quiet Riot, Twisted Sister, Dee Snider. See, I clear, Roofy, clear as fucking day who the audience is for Mornings in the Lab Nation, man. You know what the great thing is, Nation? I've been kind of playing with an idea in my head. I'm gonna throw it out there. Like with our ability to create universes with technology, whether it's Sora or Veo or all the AI shit. Guys, we could all just stay in the 80s and 90s. Yeah, we can just stay there. Maybe all of our content will just keep us there. So we never age. I don't know. Just thinking out loud here. Okay. Maya. Yes, Keith. Oh, is that what you sound like, Maya? Maya Reyes. I think you've been busy in the community. And I think you're probably eager for me to get into the community to go see what's happening over on YouTube and Substack and LinkedIn as part of the community corner. So Maya, would you walk us towards the community corner and get this segment on the road? Let's get after Maya.
Here's a question for you, Nation. Are you managing your life, your attention, and your people? Or are you always reacting to the noise?
It's that time of the morning again, Community Corner, where we connect YouTube, Substack, and LinkedIn on Mornings in the Lab. Today, we're talking about the notebook that could fix your scattered brain, the internet's slow drift into 24/7 TV mode,
And a rare leadership lesson from Steve Jobs himself.
All right, guys. Thank you, Maya. Thank you, Maya Reyes, our very own Maya Reyes. Looking at the comments over here. I'm with you, Petro. Yes. Ronnie James Dio, so underrated. Man on the Silver Mountain. Yeah, good time smiling. I'm with you. Now, I know why you're smiling. Good time. Me too. Oh, Matt, I thought I saw you in that video with Twisted Sister. Guys, Dee Snider was actually Matt Roof in disguise. Yeah, that might be the truth. All right. Gonna get my cameras working over here. Hey, you spent some time on YouTube lately? Because there's one notebook to rule them all. Zach Hiley went from 19 scattered notebooks to one simple system that changed his life. The chronological notebook. Everything goes in one. Hey, Petro, you should be listening to this one. Nation, you guys all saw Petro's office. I think Petrocelli could maybe use this advice. We all saw his office. He's the guy that reads half of the books in half of his office. Remember Good Time? Yeah, he just hangs out with. So the guy's got 1 million books in his office, all only half read. That actually, Neiman, that might be a tip for authors out there. If you write half the book, your readers might read the whole book. I think John Petrocelli has discovered something that most humans, we all didn't realize. We got to write shorter books so the readers read the whole thing. It is a novel idea, Melissa. Yeah, it's a novel idea. There you go. So nation, write half the book. And then the resident doctor will read the whole thing. But Zach Hiley, yeah, he went from 19 scattered notebooks to one. Just one. Yes, I know, Petro, less is more. Says the guy with 1 million books. Hey, Good Time says the guy with 1 million books in his with all one page. But it looks good though. So what is Zach's method? Well, he's got the 1, 2, 3 method, and it works like this: brain dump to clear your head. So I kind of can relate to this. I have been using the GPT to do brain dumps. Because GPT now has that pulse, right? That surfaces stuff. I use Chat GPT as my notebook, as my assistant, as my Jon Andersen. I just talk to it and I just dump my brain into it. Actually, I do it a few times a day. In the morning, I just go, bleh. And then in the evening before I go to bed, I go, bleh. And actually I make that sound effect too, because I find it's quite helpful, because then Chat GPT knows that I'm emptying my brain. But I empty it all into a book. The Chat GPT book, just like Zach Hiley. Brain dumping your clear head. Write 2 things you're grateful for. Set 3 daily small goals, and that's it. And it's hard. I can't argue with that, man. Because I find when I dump my brain, I get clarity, I get happier, and I find myself more productive. All in one practice. So nation, here's an invitation for you. You might want to add 1 monthly habit tracking and 12-week planning for bigger goals. Meet weekly with friends for some accountability, or better yet, nation, just come to our show daily, because you know we're going to be here. How do you know? Because we have the social proof. The whole fucking world wants social proof these days. Yeah? Monday to Friday, 8 o'clock live, right here. There's your social proof. True story. So the simplest system, as John Petrocelli would say, the simplest system that you use is the one that works. Simple as that, right? What systems have you been overcomplicating? Maybe today's conversations, maybe the conversations about our children and about how we're parenting might have given you some ideas to simplify tomorrow's conversations with our kids. All right, let's move over to Melissa. Let's go to Substack. Hey, wait a minute. I know all about this one. Derek Thompson. I'm a fan. So no roasting going on with what I'm going to say next year, because I'm all over what Derek is going to say here. And it's fucking truth. As a matter of fact, I might have even leaned into some of these thoughts on the show here recently. But Derek Thompson says that all media is converging to one thing. And if it's not obvious to you, well, fuck off. Like, if it's not obvious, I can't help you. Sorry that I just had to say the fuck off, but if it's not obvious, you are out to lunch. And what is it? Everything is becoming television. There's nothing new. What did Facebook start out with? Well, social network connect people. Instagram, pictures, TikTok. Well, what are they now? What are they now, nation? What are they now? What are they? They're algorithm-fed video streams. No different than what Bilous and Andersen and Rufy and Charlie and Sully and Petro grew up with. A television and a remote control. It's really what it is. Just masqueraded and called something different. And AI-generated video is accelerating all of this. You think about it, platforms like Sora make infinite remixable content. And if you looked and paid any attention to yesterday's earnings results from Meta, it ain't going away, guys. So if there's anything that I cannot encourage you enough to lean into and think about, is how this AI generated content is part of your world. It's so if you can't beat them, join them. We are moving into a world where everything is television. So, but as Derek Thompson would say, what's the potential cost to us as humanity? Maybe the erodes depth. Maybe that we're all just hitting with these 10-second, 50-minute dopamine hits. Maybe the world moving into a world of television might undermine literacy. I don't know. Just consuming all visually. Maybe it makes sustained attention nearly impossible if there's just fucking TVs everywhere. Maybe we become more distracted. Maybe we become more superficial. Maybe we have less ability to think deeply. Listen, we got to get Derek on the show, actually. Derek Thompson, I want you on the show. Because Thompson warns this televisation of all media, hard to argue, might fuel loneliness. And it might fuel spectacle over substance. Hold on to this one. Fuck yeah. Let's get the spectacle. That's what we do here on the show. A spectacle every single day, live, 8 o'clock Eastern time, YouTube, LinkedIn, and X. Although, we like to add substance to our spectacle. But the culture of continuous flow replaces inwardness with immediacy. So, here's the question for you guys, Nation. Everybody in the Mornings in the Lab Nation, ears up. When was the last time you spent an hour on something without a screen? When was the last time you watched something on the television without a device in your hand? When was the last time you watched video content without multitasking? There's a reason we do this Monday to Friday live. Read between the lines, guys. Read between the lines. YouTube announced yesterday their earnings report, the biggest streaming, we know this, but just put a little hyperbole around it. The biggest streaming platform on the planet. More combined than Netflix and Prime and all the other ones in a bundle. The world's TV, brother. The world's TV. Yeah, good time. I'm with you, man. Can't chat with the TV. That's why we do this live with you guys. Bring some conversation to the table live. Hey, LinkedIn, Steve Jobs on the long game with people. Well, Kanav Sud shared a lesson from Steve Jobs that changed how Steve, viewed leadership. When Steve was asked about his biggest learning at Apple, Jobs said he now takes a longer-term view on people. And early on, Jobs would impatiently swap people out, trying to fix things instantly. But he learned that the best people might not stand out right away. Isn't that the truth? They might learn slower or slowly. They might even test your patience. But given time and investment, there's a good chance, there's a high chance, there's a likelihood that they're going to grow and compound in value. Well, Naval Ravikant said, play long-term games with long-term people. Because true leadership isn't just building products, it's giving people the space to become who they can be. This reminds me of something I heard recently about a hockey player recently signed here in Winnipeg. I'm going to get to in a quick second. But who's someone on your team, guys? I've been guilty about this in the past. Who's someone on your team who you've been too quick to judge instead of investing in? It's an interesting question. And I'll tell you something, I have been fortunate to speak to enough men and women who have been in pro athletics, who find themselves done with pro athletics and lost identity, Who the fuck am I? I used to be a pro hockey player. Used to be a pro football player, but I don't know who I am. The owner of our local professional sports franchise has recently signed some players to long-term, call them perhaps lifetime deals. What I love about this is that the ownership invested in the human. The human. Yes, the player is the asset, but the human. Because when the player is done, the ownership of the team said, hey, human, there's still a place for you here. Because we recognize that you're going to go through a journey, perhaps losing identity, perhaps not going what's going on. So you have a place here. We're investing in you. Guys, sports metaphors, building teams, sports, the metaphors with that and the metaphors to business are so intrinsically linked. I don't know about you guys. There's nothing more rewarding than taking an awesome human, an awesome teammate, watching them get up, get after it, walk towards failure, as seasoned strength would say, run towards failure, make mistakes, see them learn and do it again. Because in my experience, I've never had an employee work with me or for me who got up in the morning and was like, I'm going to fuck Bilous. I'm going to fuck that company. I'm going to go and do everything I can to wreck everything. In my experience, that's not what typical humans want to do. In my experience, typically humans want to succeed. And if the human in your world you've hired does not want to be that one, well, then you might have made the mistake with hiring the wrong human. It's okay to be patient. Play the long-term game. Because ask yourself this. You might fire that human today, and then what? You need to go back and find another one and reinvest and reinvest and reinvest. And that one might not work out. So everybody takes a different pace to learn. You'll know when either it's time to cut the cord or make the reinvestment. Maya Reyes, walk me out of here. Let's work towards the creator spotlight.
That's a wrap on today's Community Corner, fellas. From simplifying your systems to reclaiming your focus, to betting long-term on the people around you, it all comes back to one thing: attention. What you give your attention to grows, period. As always, if you want your story featured on Mornings in the Lab, tag us in your next post. Picture a man standing in front of the mirror after losing it all. Health, confidence, direction. And then, instead of accepting defeat, decides to outwork every doubt. He's been the out-of-shape dad, the guy whose family was falling apart, the entrepreneur clawing his way back after rock bottom. He built, sold, and rebuilt, sculpting not just a new body, but a blueprint for purpose. From seven-figure business deals to the pain of personal struggle, his story proves maximization happens by design, not by chance. Mornings in the Lab is excited to celebrate Greg, the midlife male whose comeback teaches us all to never settle for default mode. Follow his lead, and your biggest leap might still be ahead.
All right. Midlife gets a bad rap. Oh, baby, sure does it ever get a bad rap. Midlife crisis, guys banging young broads all over the midlife, just midlife. Yeah. Bad rap. People talk about crisis. They talk about decline. They talk about the beginning of the end. Well, Greg Scheinman flipped the story. Yeah. This guy went from overweight and lost to fit, fulfilled, and on motherfucking fire. True motherfucking story. Yeah, he built and sold not one, nope, two companies. And he became one of the top fuck, Melissa, really? One of the top podcasters? Sorry, Greg. I go live. Yeah, true story. Not going to hold it against you. I appreciate the podcast you done. Good for you for being a top podcaster, but I go live. A little different, but hey, good for you. Yeah, if you want to do live, come hang with me sometime. But any of that, more than that, all joking aside, Greg, he built a movement. No, not a Jon Andersen movement, you guys. No, get your minds out of the toilet. We're talking about a movement that Greg Scheinman built. A movement for men who refuse to coast through midlife. Greg reminds us that success, well, it's not just happiness. What? Sorry, wrong words. He reminds us that it's not just business. No, it's family, it's fitness, it's faith, it's fun. I love that he put faith there. I'm learning by doing this show the power of faith, and not faith with what you think. It's the faith that you want to believe in. Maybe it's a God. Maybe it's science. Maybe it's something that others don't believe in, but it's your faith. When you have faith, you have power. And Greg says it's defining what enough means for you. Because fellas, midlife, good time. Midlife, it's not the end, man. It's actually the start of your second peak. And Greg lives that truth daily. And Greg Scheinman, brother, love to have you on the show. The founder and CEO of the Midlife Male Ventures, best-selling author, coach, speaker, entrepreneur with 2 exits, husband and dad, and a great orange banner over on LinkedIn. Greg Scheinman, love to have you on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and friends. To have you come hang out with us on the show. There's our creator spotlight this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and friends. All right. Wow. What a fun show. I guess it's not lost upon me that I had an awesome sleep last night and had a great show today. Clearly linked. Matt Roof, I'm buried in nuggets from today's show. Thanks for the great time and those who join me on Kindness Rising. Yes, Matty gets after daily, guys, 7:30 Eastern time. Please do not miss that show. You're missing stuff here. Global, it all started with radio, bringing the spoken word to life. I'm with you, Global, and we're trying to take that to the next level, which is spoken word with engagement. We call it live. You guys heard my opener. Perhaps this is how I walk us out of here. Live, the live framework. When I hear live, it reminds me, actually, true story. Reminds me who I've always been. I was the guy walking up on my school bus to the front of the school bus when Charlie Gessner, good time, you know what I'm saying here. When Charlie Gessner would say, Keith, you want to sing your song? I'm like, yeah, I do. Get up to the front of the bus, husky little 6-year-old, husky little 7-year-old, husky little 8-year-old. Pulled out some fucking John Denver. Country road, take me home to the place where I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home, country road. So that's the leader. That's part of live. Walking up to the front of the bus, the front of the stage, the front of the class before somebody says, here's the mic. You're like, no, I got something to say. You're the leader. And then when you get up there, use your influence and your vulnerability and your energy to convince the rest of the audience to eat out of your hand. That's Live Nation. That's Live Nation. That's what we stand for here in the Mornings in the Lab Live Network. Melissa doesn't believe me that I sang. Oh, Melissa says, I still don't believe you're an introvert. Oh, fuck yeah. When the show's over, I'm going back into my cave. Yep, true story. Until I come out again to go for coffee with Chuck. Another true story. The introvert extrovert thing is, it's complicated. Neiman, it's I have a complicated relationship with that terminology. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to hit some buttons here. And we're going to go a little bit of quiet time. I'm going to go boop, 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 boop. And it's going to go like that. Whoa. All right, guys, this is a wrap. A rap. I didn't say rat. Hey, do you guys remember when, do we still use the term rat when a guy hangs his cock out? We call it moon when you drop the drawers to show your ass. Well, I grew up with using the term rat when the guys would drop their front and say, I showed you my rat. Good time. Do we still ask your son, Charlie, do we still use that terminology? I hung a rat. Yeah. So, Ross, oh, baby. Ross, I'm looking at you, brother. If you're just listening, if you're paying attention, I'm looking at you. Giving you some love, brother. I'm sending you some love from me to you. Hope you're doing well. I hope that journey west is working out for you. And as you know, 431-300-3005. Text me, brother. Oh, hey, good time. Thanks for the question, brother. It fucking went awesome. It went really good, actually. It went so good that I got introduced to another bigger guy in the network that might be curious about what we're doing over here. You know what I did, actually? True story. Hey, good time. I think you saw a video that I posted, that 1.5-minute video of the live one. Actually, we should run that one, actually, Neiman. See if I can get it to you. No, it's too late. Anyways, I sent them the email and said, hey, we should meet, and then I dropped the video. That's it. So I'm suspecting he's never received an email like I sent him, but it's a cool one. So I'm looking forward to it, man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's we'll see where it goes. There's a network here in Canada that's crumbling at the knees. And I'll just say it out here out loud. I've been watching them crumble at the knees. And all the infrastructure we've built here underneath the show, perhaps, maybe, just maybe, I don't know, Charlie, just maybe, it might be built to replace, that's the word, might be built to replace all their existing old school legacy infrastructure. So maybe if they're like, hey, we need to do a revised morning show situation. I know a young man not hanging his rat out that knows how to do this morning show shit. Guys, what a fun fucking show today. We open strong. 3 minimizing phrases you should never say at work. We talk, oh man, we had big conversations, father and son. We talked filters. We talked confidence. Roofy was here. The 7:30 a.m. Kindness Rising guy. Roofy was here. Johnny was here dropping nuggets, digging into his past. Guys, we talked about garlic up the nose. Yeah, we did. That's all I'm going to say. We talked about garlic up the nose. Yeah. I did not get to YouTube's new live stream toys. Nope. True story. Talk about it maybe tomorrow. Greg Scheinman, we celebrated in the community corner. And guys, one last thing. If you haven't hit that like button yet, please do hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. On deck tomorrow. Oh, hey guys. Guys, we're bringing the Canadian tuxedo to the table tomorrow. Maybe I should come to the show with the Canadian tuxedo. What's that? Just jeans on top of fucking jeans. How often do you guys watch your denim? You all strike me as denim wearing men. Y'all do. Y'all just strike me as guys that wear denim. Bernard, I know you wear your denim often. Love you, Bernard. How often do you wash your denim? Did you know you should only be washing your jeans every 8 to 10 years? I wonder if Anderson wears denim. We're going to talk about it tomorrow. 90 days to your next chapter without burning. The first, a practical blueprint for reinvention, and the no spend mornings challenge. The 10-second itch. Oh, Melissa, it says wears. I thought it was years. And I'm being serious, man. I have a pair of denim, salvage denim, washed once. Yeah, true story. I've had them for fucking 15 years, 20 years. No, they don't smell. They're awesome. They're salvage. I thought it was actually 8 to 10. I did not know 8 to 10 wears. I totally misunderstood that change of letter in the alphabet. That is fucking hilarious. You know, my whole life, I've actually thought that it's actually, you should not wash your jeans for 8 to 10 years. It's actually 8 to 10 wears. Jesus. Yesterday, I learned that kale comes from cauliflower and broccoli. Today, I learned that I have not been washing my denim enough, apparently. Yeah, maybe it took me so long to, well, anyways. Guys, we're going to be here less than 22 hours from now. What are we talking about? It's going to be real. It's going to be motivating. It's going to be entertaining. And it's going to be fucking fun. Guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Mornings in the Lab, live, 8 o'clock Eastern time. With with me, I'm the host. I'm the handsome chief. I'm Keith Bilous. Over there, you got Good Time. Over there, you got Bernard. Over there, you got Johnny, Marty, Melissa, the entire gang. If I dropped your name, I'm sorry. I'll bring it up tomorrow. Nation, we'll see you guys tomorrow.